Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody's well and okay. The weather today is just, it's really cold. Really, really cold. The snow is more or less really melting and it all just looks like slush. Really, I can even show you outside my window if you want. At what it looks like now. So whether you can see on the ground over there, hopefully you can see, it is all slush. And all slushy and horrible and wet. So hopefully it doesn't do it again this week. It's really surprising. And I know I keep mentioning Ollie, but it's from Fiji, which is very far away, and he's never seen snow. He's never seen snow, and I was like, I'll come and move to Fiji because I absolutely hate it. I do, and I do think I have a phobia of snow. Which brings me to general morning chit chat. Phobias. If you suffer from a phobia, I'm so sorry. Whatever it is, it turns out there's a name for every single phobia out there. It really boggles my mind, to be honest. I've got a few phobias myself. Snow is one of them. The other, I don't even like saying the word of it. I really don't like saying the word of it, and they are quite rare to see. But I have seen them, I've come across them. Sometimes they are on the TV, so when they come on, I scream. Oh. I actually tried to battle my phobia by seeing a therapist, which wasn't successful. There's all kinds of phobias out there. Now, my main phobia in life, I mean, I did the great thing yesterday with the snow. I went out in it. I really didn't want to because I was really worried about it and everything. I was worried I'd fall over the place. But I faced it. I faced it head on. And I think with a phobia, unfortunately, that is something you may have to do to get over it. Well, my phobia, it's hard to say the word, so I'm not going to, is actually baby flies. And so I come across the word in a book, and it's it's really horrible. So to tackle that phobia, right, near us is actually a fishing shop. It's all to do with, you know, they sell things for fishing, they sell bait. So they're in there all the time. And I went years ago. I went with my sister, actually. And I kind of explained to the man that I had a phobia of them. And he said, well, would you like to see some? And I said, yes. But I found they were, in a way, they are quite fascinating. In a way, because he had trays upon trays of them. And they were all different colours. There was red ones, there was blue ones, there was orange ones, there was white ones. Ugh. The ones that gets me the most is the white ones. The white ones of the natural colour. But the blue ones, they weren't too bad. All the other coloured ones, the red ones, and you had all the colours over the rainbow of them. And now, when I went to see my therapist over them, he said, I actually had some in a tiny tub. What every so often I'd peek inside to see if they were still moving. Now 2 had died. I had about 4 inside this tub. 2 had died. And I took them in to the therapist to show him. And he said, let's see if you can hold one. And I said, I can't. I'd got used to seeing them wriggling around. And he said, well, why don't you hold a dead one? You know, what's not wriggling around. I couldn't even do that. I just couldn't. No, this stems from childhood. I think the reason why I've got a phobia of these things is because it stems from childhood. And what it was when I was a child, and there was a neighbour of mine who frequently goes fishing. And one day they said, and somebody told me someone had a surprise for me, so I went. Not knowing it would be those. And I didn't have the fear then. And I was cringing. In fact, I probably hadn't seen one of them before. And so I took a step back. And I don't know whether he actually did this or not, but he looked like he was throwing them at me one by one. And it might not have been. I don't know. But from that moment on, I've had that fear ever since. And it's not very nice. It's not. So seeing them, I've researched them several times on the internet. And I'm amazed at when they say they are the cleanest creature there is. And they are. And they can be used in medical capacities too. Just like leeches are. Because they can clean a wound. An open wound, what's getting infected, they can flush the infection out. I know this subject's been mostly about me and I apologise. But on the subject of phobias, there's many, many different types. I've heard there's phobias of buttons. And there's phobias of there's some really unusual phobias. Really unusual. I've heard that people can even have a phobia of women. I've heard of that. Phobias of children, phobias of dolls, the list goes on. The list is endless. And I'm so sorry for people who do have phobias, because sometimes if it's a phobia you come across every day, it can make life extremely difficult. There is help, like I've seen a therapist over it. It was really, really bizarre, though, with the extremes he expected me to go to. It got to the point where I said, I don't think there's anything more you can do for me. I said, because I'm not going to the extreme of that. And he wanted me to go to a firm that does this purpose. Now, I know firms do exist. What do it? Because I have actually looked it up on the internet. But when I told my parents, they couldn't believe the idea either. And I just can't imagine it, going to one of those. A lot of people are afraid of the dark. And that can stem from childhood. There's not only me with my phobia. A lot of people, it is quite common. Because I've looked on the internet and a lot of people do have that phobia. A lot of people can't eat things that look like them. And sometimes even I've looked at rice and it shakes me up a little bit. There was once years ago. I had it was chicken curry with rice, and because of how it was positioned, the rice sometimes, on the chicken, little specks of rice, it did look like them, and it did freak me out to some extent. A lot of people are afraid of buying fresh food, such as vegetables, because especially in the summer months, when it gets warm, flies are around, unfortunately. And with the situation with the bins only getting emptied every so often, there's chances are you may get them in your bins. It's just nature, I realise that, because they're always looking to breed, and they're very much like us in the fly world, in the human world. We're no different. They're just absolute, to me, they're gross. They are, and I'm not as bad as I were. I have come across them outside as well. I do get a little bit afraid when I see an animal what's dead in the street, a bird or something, especially when it is summer, because I know they're around. And so I've told you my phobias. Have you got any? If you share my phobia, then I'm really sorry. I am. Okay. I've really put it out there talking about this, to be honest, because it's not nice at all having a phobia. When it's summer, believe it or not, Richard will offer to put the bags in the bins for me, just in case there's any in there. The bin bags. But I'm not as bad anymore. I can face it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Okay. So if you did enjoy this video, please give me a thumbs up and a subscription. As always, it does mean so much. Thank you to my current subscribers and hopefully future subscribers, as you will all be amazing. Thank you for commenting on my videos. I am sort of getting to know a few of you now, which is really, really nice. So it's lovely you keeping in touch with me and commenting on my videos, even about yourselves. It's really lovely. And I do get back to you as best I can. Okay, as soon as I can. My little bird's shouting for me. So she's up. So please enjoy the rest of your day, whatever you're doing. And I'll see you later for lunchtime with me. Okay, bye.